What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm here with the series finale of Greenleaf. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Everybody be sure to like, comment, and share. Before I get into it, the episode was straight Reggie to me. I thought it wasn't that good. The best part of the episode was Lady May's sermon. Like, it blew me away, man. Bro, I was down here like, oh, damn, like we in Bible study or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, but look, we just gonna get into the review. It's the last Greenleaf review ever, so hopefully I can do it some justice, you know what I'm saying? So the show comes on where it left off last week. Lady May is in the bed with Bishop as he's, laying there in peace. He's gone. And Lady May reaches over onto the nightstand, the chess piece, and she gets the ring and put it on her finger and says, I do. Now, why you just couldn't do that when that man was trying to marry you, May? Why? You ain't Lady May right now. You just May. May, that man has been trying to remarry you for the longest, and it took for something like this to happen for you to accept the ring? Like, oh my, I was in my feelings, y'all. I was in my feelings for the bishop, y'all. So, she left the room. She goes, she finds Grace. Grace is on the phone with somebody, and then all of the kids, Grace, Charity, Jacob, Zora, Sophia, they all laid there in the bed with Bishop as he was just resting in peace. And it was like, it was a scene that I guess I could appreciate a lot, man, because they all seem very content and calm and non-confused, non-confused, that ain't no damn word, Al, but just not confused, like Bishop is going, like they were just accepting it, that he has gone home to be with his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And it was just like, man, that was a nice scene now that I'm thinking back on it. But yeah, it was a nice scene. So anywho, moving on, Grace is having a conversation with Sophia about these titty pictures. Now for me, Grace let the little help off too easy. Grace get a phone call from Ann Holloway calling from New York, offer her a journalism job or whatever. But she just let that little heifer go on about her business and didn't come back to it. Like, first off, ain't no daughter of mine. If you is sending them titty pictures and they get back to daddy, we got to handle this. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I ain't just going to be like, we not done here, young lady. We'll get back to, nah, young lady, this phone got an answer machine on it. And especially because I don't answer numbers that ain't saved in my phone. You can leave a message or follow the phone call with a text, and I immediately call you back. But I'm finna get up in your behind by sending these titty pictures. I'm going to just keep it real. And so, I was just disappointed. You don't send titty pictures, girl. You don't. No. 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 So anywho, moving on, the immediate family along with Bishop, close friend, I forget his name, but Bishop went to stay with him when May put him out the house for a while, a few seasons ago. They laid Bishop to rest. It was just an intimate moment for the family where they was the ones to lay Bishop to rest. And part of me wanted Bishop to have a homegoing service like Notorious B.I.G. I wanted everybody from the church to be in the streets showing Bishop love as the hearse rolled through up to Calvary and out to the grave site. I wanted Bishop to be celebrated in a manner that was only fit for TV. But at the same time, I cannot be upset because intimate homegoing celebrations are very meaningful, and it was, it was decent. You know what I'm saying? It was decent. So I can't really be too upset. Now, what I was upset about, we have to remember that this TV show pulls my strings. It is a TV show and it is entertainment. But what I did not like was the fact that they just had to Bishop death certificate had to say this man died in May. Why did he have to die the same month that his girlfriend is named after? Come on, writers. He could have died in April, June, or July. Why did it have to be May? Why? I ain't like that, y'all. I ain't like that. So anywho, the family make their way back to the house. They sitting at the dinner table, and everybody's seated. Carissa is there along with Winky, Jacob, Grace, everybody. Everybody's there. And there's one seat that is empty, and it is the Bishop's. And so, I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, it was, you know, one of those moments that was pulling on everybody. But, AJ, he spoke up. And then with this episode, out of all the episodes to try to make us like AJ, it had to be the last one. Did it have to be the last one? Now we got the last memory of AJ of us liking him. Come on now, we not doing that. So anywho, AJ speaks, and he says that he don't know how it's possible to miss a person as much as he's missing Bishop, and he didn't really even know it. And it's because he was praying for you, boy. Bishop was praying for you. He was praying that you come around and accept that you're a part of this family, that Jesus loves you. That's why you missing him the way you miss him. And then everybody else says something. I don't even want to talk about them. But then Lady Mae gets a phone call from Misty. She's one of the deaconesses at the church. The board is voted to let Lady Mae come and speak at Bishop's homegoing celebration service at the church. So, you know, that's cool, I guess. So anyways, moving on. Noah shows Grace and AJ the home that him and AJ gonna be living in. He informs her that he got a job. As long as with his ex-wife, she just want a clean split. She don't want no alimony or nothing. And I was just thinking to myself, like, bro, you lucky in a mug. Cause like, obviously you weren't working when you came back. So what alimony, right? But you know, that's all good and all of that. And so, he offered, he said, Gigi, you can stay here as well. Isn't your mom still planning on giving the house to Tara? And, you know, she just wants to help, help out with AJ and all this type of stuff. And he was like, you know, you his mama, like, you been doing all this by yourself. I'm just not getting the mix. And so then AJ, he is in awe. He tells Grace and his daddy Noah that his doctor called and told him that the medicine he's been taking pretty much got his HIV levels almost non-existent. So it's working. He's healthy. And he all huggy now. Like, he want to give out hugs. He want to be loved. And so him and Grace leave. And he like, was that Darius you on the phone with? When am I going to be able to meet this man? I need to meet this man and all. I'm just like, why this episode, people? Why? So anyways, moving on. Jacob is in his room. He's playing chess with himself, and Carissa comes in, and she lets him know that she's going to leave Winky. And, she want him to, understand what's going on, all this and all that. And she going to stay in the hotel. And Jacob was like, no nonsense, you can stay here. And she was like, I don't want to confuse you, and I don't want to confuse Winky, so I'm going to the hotel. And so I'm just sitting there watching the show like, damn, like, this was a moment y'all probably could have got back together, Ethel. Like, you claim you still want to be with him, like, be with him in a time of need. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm overreaching with this one. I don't know. So, anyways, that was pretty much that. So then moving on, the grandkids, Zora, Sophia, and AJ, they talking about what actually happens to you after you die. The Bible never mentions it. And you know what I'm saying? AJ gave the best thing. He was like, I ain't really worried about it. I'm trying to like worry about what happened to you while I'm living. But that's just kind of where your faith come in, into play. Like, you have to believe that there's a heaven or hell for y'all ranked sinners out there. We all sin, but we got some ranked sinners at the country, you know what I'm saying? Deaconesses would say it's some ranked sinners out there. But it's just kind of what your faith is, you know what I'm saying? You have to believe at the end of the day. But anyways, moving on. Grace shares the good news about the job interview and how she feels like now is it the time. She needs to be here with her family. She wants to be here for Lady May, AJ, Sophia, and Darius gave. See, Darius a real one. See, Darius say, call her back and tell her you coming. They grown. They can take care of them. They grown, woman. And I'll be willing to accompany you in New York. And I'm like, boy, you better get your woman, boy. You better get her. So anywho, moving on. Lady May calls everybody to the table and she just shares the news about the church wants her to preach this coming Sunday, and everybody's excited. And Gigi really couldn't enjoy it because she's still getting that phone call about the job and all that good stuff. So anyways, moving on, Lady May shows up at Calvary. The first person to greet her is Corinne, and Corinne kind of all over the place, you know, bringing up Bishop, and they got her set up in Bishop Old office, and Lady just asked for a minute and asked her not to mention James none this week. You know, she's having a hard enough time, and they gonna celebrate him, you know what I'm saying, when the time is right. So, you know, it is what it is with that. So, from there we go, Jacob go visit Tara. To basically ask Tara for a 3-month grace period before they have to get out of the house, and she handing out goodie bags to the homeless. And it's no secret that Jacob got a thing for Tara. Now Tara was looking good with that little shortcut. She was looking good. Like, she looking better than my joint right now. I need to shave it up. I've been lazy this week, but Tara was looking good, and Jacob is definitely noticing. He done forgot all about Tasha. So, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to get into Jacob a little bit later. So she goes as far as to say, you know what? You know, God, I can't do this to your mom. I can't do this to you. Y'all go ahead and keep the house. And he was like, well, God, what about your blessing from God? And she say, I don't know what that blessing is. So I can't hold this, you know what I'm saying, as collateral. Like, you know, she was like, I can't do that. So that was cool. I really like that she did that. So anyways, moving on, Grace sits down with Aaron to get rid of the money. She put it in a trust for AJ and Sophia. Now she's feeling better. And I'm just like, girl, your daddy that you didn't know was your daddy left you $2 million and you feeling guilty about it. Like, sit down. Like, this was one of the times I don't really be liking Grace like that. Like, sit down. Like, spend that $2 million. So then she tells him about the job, and he tells a story that it didn't do it for me, but he was like, for the longest he tried to be straight, but he couldn't stop being gay. And I guess what he was trying to say is that you're a journalist, you need to go and be you and do you. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened between brother and sister. He was like, look, I mean, regardless of the way it's happened, I'm glad that I, you know, gained a sister, you know what I'm saying, through all of this. So, anyways, moving on. Lady Man's in her you know, the master bedroom, and she going through her Bible verses. She trying to find a scripture so she can preach from this coming Sunday. She's going to give a hell of a message. I'll get to that in a moment. And her prince come in, Jacob. And I said to myself, why in the hell is you calling him prince? He ain't no prince. He's supposed to be a preacher that can't preach or do right, hunching the secretaries. Then Jacob, but he ain't no prince. Like, I just, out of all the greetings for Jacob, like, you were just on his behind by divorcing Carissa. Now he's your prince. I don't care that Bishop is gone. Hey Jacob, what you want? I'm in here trying to put together something for your daddy's funeral. Like, I don't like Jacob, y'all. I really don't, because he fake to me. Like, he fake. He a false prophet, if you know what I'm saying, if you believe in that sort of thing. But it's the character. It is what it is. So he tells her that Tara told him that they could keep the house and all that. And Lady Man is like, oh my God, she is who she appears to be. And I'm just saying to myself, hey, that's a comment Lady made to make, because people can't appear to be who they really are. But I ain't gonna get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and try to, you know what I'm saying, end this thing up. So the next morning, Sunday morning, Jacob sees Tara coming into the church, and she had a nice little fitted black dress on, and he there with his son Winky, and he throwing game. And you know, it got to the point where she started to myself, well, I guess Tasha was right about you. You do have a, now she might have said this earlier, but it don't matter, I'm saying it now. She was like, I guess Tasha was right about you. You do have a heart for the homeless. Maybe one day we'll get to see what it's all about. And I'm saying to myself, boy, you ain't eating doggone, the ink ain't even drying on the voice, people. Yeah, you out here trying to do something else. Boy, you need to sit down somewhere. So anyway, she brung her congregation to the service as well. So it is what it is. So then, you know, Charity singing What a Mighty God We Serve. I didn't like the way it was sung, but that's just me. You know, I'm used to the old-fashioned way, the Southern way. Y'all know the Southern way if you're from the South. But Lady Mae, she gets up there and she starts talking about how she has been having more conversations with the bishop, you know, post-death than she has in the past 10 years. And so it was just amazing, because she was asking Bishop, what words shall I use to describe and celebrate you? And, you know, she mocked him and all that type stuff. She did, Lynn Whitfield did an amazing job in this scene. And she said the bishop told her to tell them something new. And I just said to myself, that'll preach. And I was like, when she said that, then she followed it up and she was just like, yada, 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 but what is yet to be? And I'm just saying to myself, boy, that would preach. I grew up in the church, so it's just, I ain't trying to get out of church because I'm ghetto and ratchet, but it is what it is. But so, then she started preaching the word, and she talked about, I believe, from the book of Samuel, and I ain't gonna quote it because I ain't got that. But she basically was preaching that, Lord, give me the strength, give me the withal that I need to be everything that I feel like I cannot be. Give me strength, guidance to forgive when I can't forgive. Give me whatever it is I need to be, whatever it was they said I could not be. And she was preaching that word, and I was like, wow. Like, wow. It was great. It was great. And I ain't gonna spend too much time on it, but it was a great word that she preached. And so after the service, she's in, you know, Bishop Old office, and Grace come tell her that she overheard the deacons voting her back in and she gonna get to church. And she says, Grace, I can tell there's something you want to tell me. What is it? And Grace tells her that she got to go to New York. It's her time. And of course, Lady Mae was like, not now, but Grace says, this is the time. And so moving on from there, Grace leaving to go to New York for the interview. And of course, Zora is excited because she's trying to go to New York, and you know, it is what it is. And Charity make a whole moment out of it. To myself, Grace, you are my sister. I love you. I'm like, girl, you ain't have a scene all episode. Sit your ass down somewhere. But she had to get in there for the season finale, the series finale, so I can't be too mad. And so Grace, she gets into the Chrysler 300, and as they leave in the Greenleaf residence, the show ended exactly, well, not exactly, but the same way it started, with Grace coming home, but it ended with Grace leaving. And the driver said, you know, are you Pastor Greenleaf? And Grace said, I'm just Grace Greenleaf now. And then, you know, that was pretty much the episode. But it was, the highlight of the episode for me was Lady Mae's sermon. Like, it was awesome. It was inspiring. It was a message that kind of needed, I feel like I need to hear. You feel what I'm saying? But the rest of the episode was just straight wretched. So that's all I got, my Greenleaf family. I wish it was until next time or next week, but it's not. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the series finale in the comment section below. If you're new, subscribe. Everybody be sure to like, comment, and share. Watch my other videos. Peace.